Hey guys, how's it going? It's Acio here. So this is part 5 of my Paragon Early Access Beginner's Guide, and we're going to be going over affinities, what they are, and how they relate to cards and your heroes, and how affinities augment your heroes' abilities, and what are they really. So let's get into it. So what are affinities? So really, affinities is like your hero's specialization. So in Paragon, there are 5 affinities. So if we highlight over here on Decker, if you look below our name, you'll see something that says growth in green and then something that says order in yellow. So these are affinities. So there are 5 affinities in the game. There's corruption, fury, growth, intellect, and order. Right. So some heroes have 2 affinities assigned to them, and some heroes like Clary has 1 affinity assigned to them. So Clary only has corruption assigned to them. Decker has 2. Feng Mao has fury and order. Gadget only has 1. Gideon has intellect and corruption, and so forth. So you can highlight over all the heroes, or you can just take a look at what affinities they're a part of. So now that you know the kind of basics of the affinities, like I said, it's kind of like their specialization. So what is a growth affinity and order affinity? So before we start that, let's take a look at a deck here I built for a Decker. So in the game itself, there are obviously there's cards in the game. So gray cards such as these ones here are universal cards. So if you look over here underneath the cost 3, it'll say universal. So this means any hero in the game can actually use this card. So any hero in the game can use universal cards. If you look at the heroes here, Decker has growth and order. So she'll be able to use universal cards, growth cards, and order cards. Feng Mao would be able to use universal cards, fury cards, and order cards, and so forth. The Gadget would only be able to use under universal and intellect, and that's it, right? So going back to the deck, here I built for Decker over here. This is a little fun deck. So here are my universal cards, right? I have access to them, right? So this is all the cards that when you get into your deck builder, you'll have access to build your deck for Decker over here. Now, I should say, guys, that this is in early access, and depending on when you're watching this video, things may look a little different, but rest assured, this information should be displayed to you somehow. So if I just highlight over Decker's portrait over here, I'm able to see that Decker is growth and order, and same thing, when you go into deck builder, it's only going to show you the cards that you have access to assign this hero. So as an example, she is growth and order, you'll have access to universal. This is a growth card, and then this is an order card. And if I go back and look at my Twin Fury build for Twin Blast, you can see that I only have, if you highlight him, he only has access to Fury. So then, therefore, he'll have universal cards in his deck builder, and then also Fury cards. So basically gray and red across the board. So that's basically all the cards you'll be able to build for your Twin Blast. So as you collect cards in the game and you grow your collection, guys, it'll just be added to your deck builder. So when you go in here, you'll see what cards you have available to you, and you can build it that way, right? So now that you got the basic understanding of how affinities are tied to cards and how those cards are tied to your heroes, let's take a look at exactly what each affinity does. So there's 5 in the game. So first we'll go over corruption. Some examples of corruption would be debuffing enemies, life draining, manipulation of the shadow plane, damage over time abilities, or spending life to gain a resource advantage. And corruption is indicated by the color black on the card. So when you go through your deck builder, you'll see that corruption cards are generally black. Next up, we'll look at Fury. Fury is a red card, and this would affect attack and movement speed buffs, critical strikes on wounded foes, powerful long-range damage abilities, or bypassing an individual defense. Next, we'll look at growth, and these are green cards, and some of the examples of these abilities would be healing buffs, resource manipulation, regeneration, point-blank area damage, or increased structure damage. Next, we'll look at intellect, and this is indicated by a blue card. And some examples would be cloning units, which currently isn't in the game, but probably eventually is coming in with more addition of cards. Buffing structures, revealing enemy locations, disabling enemies, fast escapes, or time manipulation. So those are some examples. And the last one we'll look at is order, and this is indicated by white cards, or they're kind of like yellowy white. And they would be removing debuffs, preventing damage, healing allies, strengthening defenses, or even self-sacrifice. So those pretty much are some examples of each of the affinities in the game currently, and things are subject to change obviously, but again, these are examples. When you go into your deck builder, right, you can actually look at the cards, and they'll tell you exactly what they do. So hopefully that helped you out, guys. If you liked the video, drop a like down below. Any comments, suggestions down below as well. I definitely read those, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.